to sue Saudi Arabia. And the Washington Post says the Senate plans a vote today to override President Obama's veto of a bill giving 9/11 families the right to sue Saudi Arabia. Many of the families claim the Saudi government has connections to the terror plot. Defense Secretary Ash Carter tells Congress the bill could undermine counterterrorism efforts around the world. Margaret Brennan is at the White House. Margaret, good morning.
Good morning. Well, the White House, Saudi Arabia, major U.S. businesses, they've all been lobbying hard to kill this legislation. But as the votes are counted today, it appears that the 9/11 families may soon be able to bring the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to court. Terry Strada's husband, Tom, was killed in the World Trade Center, and she has sought justice ever since.
We want the truth, we want accountability, and we want justice for the murder of our loved ones, just like any other American is entitled to.
The bill will allow 9/11 families to sue Saudi Arabia, whose officials they suspect may have provided assistance and funding to the terrorists. 15 of the 19 attackers were Saudi-born. But President Obama vetoed it last week, arguing it makes American troops and diplomats vulnerable to retaliatory litigation in foreign courts. White House spokesman Josh Earnest.
What do you say to the families who, in their view, believe the White House is standing in the way of justice?
The president is very sympathetic to the argument that the 9/11 families make. And the president is very interested in making sure that those families understand that this administration stands with them.
Today, the Senate is likely to override that veto, followed by the House. It would be the first time that President Obama has had a veto overridden during his 2 terms in office. New York Democrat Chuck Schumer.
If the Saudis were complicit, they should pay a price in the name of justice and in the name of preventing this from happening again. So I understand where the president's coming from, but it's not where I'm coming from and the vast majority of House and Senate members, Democrat and Republican.
They've grown up without a dad, one child that has memories of him and one child that has no memories of him.
Terry Strada spent the last 15 years raising 3 kids on her own. She said this fight was for them.
I believe that this is the best way to protect ourselves from future terrorist attacks. I really believe that we need to hold the financiers accountable for the actions that they take, and I do it because of my children.
Now, even though this bill would allow the families to bring Saudi Arabia to court in the U.S., the CIA says there is no evidence linking senior Saudi officials or their government to these attacks. And Charlie, the kingdom vehemently denies any links.
Margaret, thanks so much.